Okay, so we're at scene 6 now, and Kenya Moore is going to the OBGYN and discussing her fertility
Her
options.
deep pussy. Her deep swimming pool pussy. Deep blue sea, the deep brown sea, deep pink sea.
That's not fun. My booty hole brown, pussy pink.
I'm out of town, thugging with my round. My coochie pink, my booty hole brown.
Can I have another baby? You know, I want Brooklyn to have a playmate. I want her to, to have a buddy.
Being a mother of 5 myself, I know that feeling.
I thought about adoption because, my husband and I are together, but I have these embryos. When we did our contracts, if anything happened to us, if we broke up or divorced, that they would belong to me.
Anyways, before we start, I want to say that Kenya looks great, especially from season 13. She was pretty
big. Yes.
But,
she was.
She definitely looks great.
Oh, when she came on the camera on there, I was like, damn, girl.
Yeah, I just think that she is jumping the gun with this because she hasn't even completely settled the issue that she has with her first husband. She coming here to look for whatever options of fertility she wants to consider. And although she has the monetary blessings to care for a child, I just feel like it's not really going to benefit the child. But I will say this, like I told, we'll get to that at the end, what she said about that.
She said when she first walked in, so first of all, this OBGYN is not Simone and it's not Jackie. Once again, I'm not surprised that Kenya and Sheree, typically Aquariuses and Capricorn, tend to have ways that are so similar. So I'm not surprised that Sheree or Kenya would say, I'm not going to Dr. Jackie or Dr. Simone. These bitches being enough bitches pussy. And not to try to quote Funky Dineva, but to tell the truth. Like, I would not want to go to Jackie either. Knowing that she's on a reality show on Bravo, I don't want you to slip up and tell my business. I don't want your goddamn paperwork to be broken into. And I damn sure don't trust Simone, bitch. I would trust motherfucking Jackie over Simone.
Simone is a bit of a drunk.
Them's fighting words.
That bitch is a drunk and she loud as fuck and she run her mouth too goddamn much. Heavenly, I don't give a fuck. She can't say nothing about these pretty ass teeth in my mouth. They a little bit stained, but bitch, she can't say shit about me. I will go to Heavenly, but she done blocked us already. She don't like us because I talked about dating.
I'm not going to no Heavenly so she can say, goddamn say she need to pull 6 teeth to give me a bridge. No, ma'am.
Right.
No.
Heavenly a mean ass bitch. He will get you back right there in the seat. You sign that contract, torture time.
That ain't no fucking secret.
Heavenly, hellish.
We're doing 3 drillings today, okay?
Right.
No, we're not.
But Kenya did say her sex drive is high. She tried to blame it on some pills that the doctor been giving her. No, Kenya, we already know you take dick up the pussy and the ass. Okay, you don't give a fuck,
And
Kenya.
you like them big, wide, long.
Yes. So Kenya, we already know that you done slept with just the dancer boy from Dancing with the Stars, allegedly.
We don't know that.
Allegedly.
Brandon Armstrong is my dancing partner.
Listen, you're ashy.
I love him so much. Everything about him, his personality, he's giving, he's kind.
Girl, tonight is on.
Very handsome.
I wanna get it on.
And he definitely knows how to move his hips. Rap.
Hold on, I'm praying for no fires.
You let Matt put his elephant dick in you, allegedly.
No, yeah.
Kenya them away out there. Kenya, that is so shady.
You let Walter put his little pinky finger in you, allegedly.
You cry like a kitty cat. Yeah.
I must remain a lady at all times, and I do not kiss and tell. But what I can say, if I do kiss something, it is not small. I try to find that out early on in a relationship, because I'm a size queen.
Nah, he had bigger than a pinky finger, bitch.
You let Mark tell them walls down, and that ain't allegedly.
Oh, yeah.
Bitch, that's for real.
There are gymnastics involved. There's, hanging from ceilings, tossing around. I definitely need a big bed.
Bye, Mark.
Okay, and then you let Kandi and Todd tear it up too, allegedly.
If she did, she so said she would, bitch. She said she would.
Listen, I'm gonna say this, that I will never speak of it again. That there are 3 ladies at this table that could get it.
What, y'all gonna be bumping coochies down there? Oh, that's just weird.
Kandi is one. Honestly, I think it would be the best sex I've never had. So,
Kandi, what about that Todd though? Todd and I are a package deal, and I wouldn't want to disrespect your ex. All right, so you.
But I do think that Kenya just hot in the legs, hot between the legs, honey. She ain't no pills contributing to that hot pussy, bitch. It's hot because you're just hot down there, bitch.
Hot pussy. Hot pussy.
Right.
We're gonna start bidding on this $2. Anybody want to be
Now, anybody want to be tonight?
I had every scare known to man when I conceived Brooklyn. First of all, not even knowing if I could conceive. Every time I went to the doctor, it just didn't seem like Brooklyn would ever be a real possibility for me. So I was depressed my entire pregnancy because I didn't know if she would be delivered to term or not.
After 32 years of practicing, that was probably the scariest delivery that I've been in.
Yeah. A normal C-section that would have taken 25 minutes took over 2.5 hours. And the doctor told me that I had lost an extraordinary amount of blood. They thought that they could have lost me.
Will we come out with all the same blessings that we did before without hitting the landmines?
I never thought about all of those risks. I don't want to put myself at risk to the point where I may not survive having another baby and leaving Brooklyn and another child motherless.
Her, utilizing these embryos that her and Mark put together. So after her getting pregnant with Brooklyn, which actually she got pregnant with Brooklyn through in vitro IVF, because remember she went to Haiti or something. She went somewhere to, she went to another island or something. Yeah, and they got married there. That's where they got married.
Where they got married.
And then she came back and she was going to a fertility clinic and she got pregnant. And apparently Brooklyn was not the only embryo that they fertilized.
Like Kandi did.
Right.
Kandi also.
And an embryo is much different than freezing your eggs and freezing a sperm. An embryo is not even a zygote. If you go look up the life cycle of a baby, if you go look up the cycle of pregnancy, a zygote is the smallest form of pregnancy, which is just a fertilized egg. It's just like kind of like an egg that you eat for breakfast. All those eggs are fertilized, but there's no source of life or a chicken or what is it called? A baby chick. You don't see any source of it. The little red speck that you find in your egg when you bust it out the egg, that's the chicken.
Oh, okay.
So it grows into a life form once it's incubated. Kandi and Kenya both have embryos which have grown to a certain size that would be able to sustain life in about, 75 to 90% of the time. So that is kind of like an abortion.
Right.
If they were to destroy the embryos, that would be kind of like an abortion because technically the baby is already a week, 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old. So that is a big decision for Kenya, and she wants to have another baby. So why not have it with her ex-husband? And I actually agree with her. I know he don't, and a lot of other people might not. But when you already have to deal with one man who ain't shit.
And it's just some bullshit I dealt with for 4 years.
What happened?
Mark has just been an asshole.
It's just like being crazy. I'm just trying to let you see your child. Fathers instill self-esteem in their daughters.
I don't know. At some point, you gotta like pull back and just let him start reaching out.
As a mother, I can't do that. I can't do that. And for me, I want to make sure that Brooklyn knows that her dad loves her and that they spend time with each other so that bond isn't broken.
Why the hell would you put yourself in another position to go have to deal with another man who ain't shit?
Right.
And have another baby and have a baby with somebody else. And then Kandi and Todd did not want to destroy their embryos, which is why they had Blaze. And when you have embryos that are 2 or 3 weeks old, it makes you feel like you're destroying or having an abortion.
Right.
So she's discovering her options. She want to have a child with her ex-husband, which I think is okay. Khloe Kardashian did the same thing. But Khloe Kardashian did it with Tristan Thompson. It's because you don't have to deal with multiple
That's not the same.
Why?
That is not the same. The problem is he is a father. Tristan is a good father. Mark is not a good father. She said he hasn't seen her in a year. Whatever she said, he hasn't seen her. And then as soon as I drop her off, he's calling me. He's always doing that. She said that herself in New York.
Yeah. Don't be stressing about him.
You haven't seen your child in 3 months. I bring her to New York. I bring her to you. And then you want to complain like it's somehow my fault that you now have to go to work? I dropped Brooklyn off earlier today to Mark, and we agreed that he would bring her back by a certain time.
He's just being evil.
Now, at the last minute, he's asking me to go across the bridge, pick up Brooklyn, and take her back home. Classic Mark.
She said that herself. Why would you have a baby with this man again and say you feel obligated? Okay, that's fine. Let's say you feel obligated. But if he says no, you should not feel like, okay, then I shouldn't. Like, what the fuck? And also, not only that, I don't even know why you're asking him, Kenya. When you're done, you should be done. What the fuck is wrong with your Aquarius antennas, bitch?
Speaking of cockroaches, where was your antennas when them niggas was stealing my shit out the stove?
I didn't see him taking it.
You didn't see him take anything? Well, look next time. This ain't for play. I don't do this for fun.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Oh, be careful. Oh, gee, well, you know what?
But
Get your antennas right now.
Because the point is that although Mark doesn't want to, I don't know if I'm going to say doesn't want to, but he's not physically present in Brooklyn's life consistently. why would she put herself in a position to go have a baby by another man who's
stop
probably
worrying
do the
about
same
what.
thing?
Don't do that. Don't find another man that's gonna do the same thing. As a matter of fact, get somebody to shoot. Is the nut already
Her
on the
clock,
egg?
Yes, but her clock
Hold
is
on, wait,
ticking,
stop.
bitch.
The nut already on the egg?
It's already fertilized. It's already 2 or 3 weeks old.
So that's already a combination of Kenya and Mark's babies.
Correct.
Already. Oh,
Correct.
it is? Oh, okay.
I do not want any DNA from a person who is clearly unintelligent. One Porsha running around town is enough for us all.
You and Mark have been in a difficult divorce for years. Why would you have another child with him?
I don't know anyone that would choose to have multiple children on this earth by multiple men. Yeah, that's gonna be a hard conversation. And if I'm not in a serious relationship, I don't see why I wouldn't use my embryos.
So she's basically saying, can I put this egg in me that's going to be ours, or can I put it in another woman who's going to carry it?
Right, and she doesn't want to do the surrogate because, of course, she's an Aquarius.
Why the fuck would she do that? Why the fuck would she said when we signed it, when we did our contracts? I'm
yeah,
like,
the embryos
you
belong
did
to
a
her.
contract
A
where
contract based off of we fertilized 3 or 4 eggs and they became embryos, and
if we break up their mind. But the DNA will still show that the father is Mark's, right? Ain't that what you're trying to tell me?
Right.
The DNA is still going to show that it's Mark's.
Correct.
So,
but any
I'm
one
so
parent,
like, that's dumb as
listen
fuck.
to me. Any one parent who doesn't have a judicial
Girl,
order,
destroy them shits.
Any one parent who doesn't have a judicial order can state that they want the embryos destroyed, and it will happen.
They need to be destroyed. And if I was Mark, I would say destroy them shits. Let Kenya go pull out her own eggs out of her pussy and figure that shit out on her own. Well, she need to destroy him. She don't need to have another goddamn child by Mark.
Yes, she does, because then she won't have to worry about another motherfucker. If she don't decide to get married
already worried about
again,
another motherfucker.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying.
She should have a baby by another man and let him father her child and find a true love.
Oh, she
find
will
to
be.
death do us part like Greg. Greg was to death do us
She will
part.
be taking away the efforts of another man to be in her life as a father.
Yes, I'm Yaya's father, and I'm not even her biological father.
Egg that will sustain a baby? Then what? She can't.
Okay, then we start talking. Then that's what we start talking. Before that time, I don't know why we're already considering him. You're giving her too much. The problem is she's just like Sheree. She's digmatized. Why she want to be talking about Sheree? This bitch is digmatized.
I mean, girl, she's digmatized. That's terrible. Not at this big age.
When he made that pussy squirt, she could not do anything but be addicted to this man. Nobody ain't fucked her like this in a long time besides Matt. Like, she love a big dick in her, and she love it so much so that when that nut shot off in her, she felt a deep connection to Mark. No one can separate this connection that I have with Mark because, oh my God, it just shot off in me and I felt it. It was so warm. She that type of bitch. You know you ain't feel that shit. She that type of bitch. Anyway, I think that it's a dumbass idea why I don't go back to him. I think Kenya, I do feel like though Kenya should definitely get a surrogate. She should definitely get a surrogate. But if Mark is not there now, what's the point of having another baby with him and then once again falling into the pattern of complaining that he's never there? He's calling me when I drop him off. Or are you trying to pull a Porsha? I don't need a father for the baby.
NDC.
Oh, okay.
He's a lobbyist. I don't necessarily want to have a relationship with him. I just want him to be the dad. I just don't know if he'll go for it.
Oh my gosh, I don't know, Porsha.
I've been contemplating having a baby by myself now for about 2 years.
But I want better for my girl, and she is not going to be a baby mama on my watch. And you're going to have to be connected to this person for the rest of your lifetime.
Isn't there something like a baby nump, like something?
Not a baby nump, child. I ain't never heard that now.
Well, I'm going to make it up. You won't be able to come snatch my child and be like, she done got a 3 fights. She's unfit. We got a baby nump.
Thanks for watching. Please, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified every time we go live, post a video, or post a post. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Also, check out our podcast everywhere podcasts can be heard. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and more. Just search The Urban Binge Radio, wherever you prefer to hear your podcasts. Follow us on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, plus more, at The Urban Binge. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to both our channels, at RiBelTV and at RiBelTV2, for more exciting reviews, fun vlogs, short films, and more.